Okay. Hopefully we are live and with no weird CPU issue. Just waiting on it to load. Cool. It appears as though it is working. Okay, so today I want to start off with some Legacy Cube. It's been a while since I've done actual Legacy Cube. I play a lot of Vintage Cube. Not so much Legacy Cube. Well, hopefully the Q fires sometime this century, but... Hey, Halsey, how's it going? Yeah. Need to get them branch chain amino acids into me. Oh, just got back from a walk with Porter, and it was super warm outside. My weather says it's only like 65, but it feels like 80. Kefka, welcome. Glad to have you. I don't know why casual 57 in Texas right now. Kind of wish it was that here. It's just a little bit warmer than I want it to be outside. Wonder how long it's going to take the bot to notify this time. Been a lot of weird weather. Hey, Wing Wong, how's it going? My night's going all right. Kind of hoping for some low stress. Yes, Nosy. Well, hand me the toy. It's not my birthday. Drop. It's not my birthday, Halsey. Drop. Yeah, I get my second vaccination this Friday. And then middle of next month, I'll be traveling back to see the family for a bit. Recall, welcome. What's for the maybe modern jank? Haven't decided yet. Kefka, it's not my birthday. Alright, Legacy Cube. What are we dealing with here? I like Lightning Helix, although that's very restrictive. Venerated Loxodon likely goes in the same deck. Goldspan Dragon. I do like Goldspan Dragon. Oh, officially starting the 28th again. Chandra feels like probably taller than we're willing to go. Taiga. I think Goldspan Dragon's probably the first pick. But I really like Lightning Helix. Oh, that's fun. I am honestly looking forward to doing like drafts and stuff in paper again. And seeing other people's faces. I'm going to take the dragon. Let's go. Alright, in this pack there's a Red Fetch, a Burst Lightning, a Croxa, Chupacabra, and Thundermaw. Starting Winnaboxes this month? Nice. Dragon Tribal, let's go. I mean, Burst Lightning or Croxa is probably almost certainly the pick in this pack. But I do love me some Thundermaw. Vanishing Verse, Volcanic Island, there's a Flametongue Kavu and an Incinerate. Kavu probably is pretty good. And right now I'm kind of drafting like Big Red, but I do need some burn spells if I'm going to be playing red. I think Incinerate's probably more likely to be taken than Flametongue Kavu. Alright, Pyroclasm, Siege Gang Commander, Dak Faden. Dak Faden's a little bit worse in Legacy Cube than he is in Vintage Cube, just because of all the broken artifacts that are missing. Wow. Yeah, I guess I'll take Siege Gang. Getting a lot of 5 drops, though. There it is. Bot finally notified. Man, walking around in that heat outside has really sapped me. I honestly thought I would be a lot more conscious. Croxa and Shriekmaw would have been pretty good, yeah. Fire Prophecy I really like as removal. Embereth Shieldbreaker is not that amazing, because there's not a ton of artifacts that need destroying. Hangerback's not bad, neither is Mutavault. How hot is it? It's under 70 according to the weather, but it feels like a lot warmer than that. Yeah, I'm going to take Fire Prophecy. Searing Spear or Ferocidon. I'm going to go Ferocidon. It's kind of a mean card. Alright. I didn't realize Basalt Monolith was in this cube. Inferno Titan seems like fun. Actually, if anything, I should be cooler from dropping 20 pounds and having less body mass. Arid Mesa, I don't mind having a red fetch. Lava Coil and Arcanist isn't bad, but I need, like, bolts to make Arcanist work. I'm just going to take, I think, the red fetch in case I need to splash anything. So, Lightning Helix is reasonable. So is Venerated Loxodon. Taiga being red-green, we could open up green. I think I'm going to take the Helix. If anything, I'm probably playing white as a secondary color. Croxa, I could play black as well. Scrubland would open up black, but I think Croxa would be better. We didn't see a Badlands. Okay, Pack Rat's fine. I'm going to make a maybe pile over here. Welcome, Six Sigma. How's it going? Mind Shatter? Clayton, thank you for resubscribing. Been 5 months already. Can't believe it. Glad you arrived on time. Yeah, I'll take Mind Shatter. It's probably going to be in the sideboard, though. I don't think Dark Ritual's in this. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Sigma. Noxon, thank you for resubscribing. 8 months. I really appreciate it. You're a wonderful person. You and Clayton. Man, I am just like... I've actually been doing better. I am a little bit tired, but that's from a long walk I just took. Yeah, Armageddon, sure. Probably not playing green, but Thragtusk in the side. No, but I've actually been doing good. I've discovered that I was watching too much YouTube, that like it was distracting me and I wasn't having a good time because of that, which is really interesting to me. But it basically, like, I would use it to fill gaps in my day, and it would just absorb some arbitrary amount of time, and I would end up feeling bad about it. So I made a concerted effort to stop watching YouTube for a bit, unless I'm like explicitly there's something I want to tune into, and only for that. And I've been playing some Resident Evil 8, and just kind of turning my brain off for a bit. And it's been good. Kind of funny how that works, isn't it? It's like social media, yeah. No, I've actually been thinking about deleting most of my social media accounts for the same reason. Like, it's not good for me. So we missed Searing Spear and a different one. Tarek, thank you for resubscribing. 8 months. You and Noxon been around the same amount of time. Interesting. At least contiguously. Hype train started. Nice. What does Kano look like when he turns his brain off? Probably more competent than usual. So we've got Path, we've got Plateau if we want to splash white, or Royal Eruption, or Steamkin. I think I'm going to take Plateau. I like having access to white, although missing Path feels kind of bad in that scenario. But I'll take Plateau. Pack 2, we've got Rabblemaster, Bloodbraid, Ajani Vengeant Oust, or Skyclave Apparition. Johnny Light 6th. Thanks for showing up. It's not my birthday, but thank you. I'm doing Legacy Cube right now. I think I'd take Rabble. Skyclave Apparition is really good, but I really like Rabblemaster. Plus the anti-synergy with Ferocidon makes it hilarious. Ajani should wheel. I don't think Ajani gets picked all that highly. It's not my birthday, Derek. How many subs until the next emote? I need 20 more subs. So I'm at 30 out of 50 right now. I think. I think that's how that works out. I'm 20 sub points away, which I think is 20 subs. Let's see. Birgi, Anger, Blood Crypt. Wow, all of the Mardu fixing. So we can take Blood Crypt. I would miss out on Toxic Deluge. I don't really need Sacred Foundry because I already have Plateau. Blood Crypt potentially lets me splash Packrat and Croxa. I'm missing out on Gravecrawler if I do that. Derek. Oh, it's Yargle Anger. That's funny. Yeah, I think we go Blood Crypt here. And just keep an eye out for red fetches. We already saw Wooded Foothills, I think. So that one's off the table. Oh, gosh. Thank you, Clayton. Liking our curve? Yeah, 0-1 drops. It's fantastic. Although, Thunderbreak Regent... we could be Dragon Tribal with Goldspan Dragon, Thundermaw, Hellkite. It's a decent 4. I'm missing out on Resto, Blessed Alliance, Oblivion Ring. None of that I'm particularly excited about. Let's do Thunderbreak Regent. Who needs 1 drops? This is medium red. Oh yeah, there was Aldrin's Epiphany in that pack. I wonder how many of the extra turn spells are in this cube. Probably not that many. You mean like Final Fortune? Bone Crusher. Oh, you gotta go Bone Crusher Giant. Card's just too good. Shivan Fire's not a good enough burn spell. So we've got Bedevil Warboss. I do like Warboss. We probably won't get double black for Bedevil. We're not gonna get green for Ancient Grudge. Duplicant is too tall for what it does, so let's take Warboss. PN Kieran. I don't mind Duress, actually. Duress kind of helps with Kroxa. I have enough creatures. I don't think I need PN Kieran. I'm going to take Duress. So there's Dragon Skull Summit, Banefire, Gutterbones, and Zurgo Bellstriker. So better mana or actual 1-drops? Better mana or actual 1-drops? I think I'm going to take the better mana. If I want to actually play Kroxa, I do need better black fixing. Ophiomancer is good. Royal Eruption's another burn spell. That also has like some late game value being a Lava Axe. I don't think you do, Phoenix. Yeah, I really want the burn spell. Thrill of Possibility. I guess we'll take Oust, because we do have some justification for white. I don't know if I'm playing it, but I passed up Path. I do love me some Gravecrawler. I don't think I would be playing Birgi. Skyclave Shade is a 2-mana 3/1 with landfall. You can cast it from your graveyard. Okay. I could take Power Stone. We have a number of high drops, though I don't know if I'm playing it. Bedevil is more playable than Geralf's Messenger for us, but neither is really playable, and we get Forced Assassin's Trophy. Last pack. What are we dealing with? I like Bombat Courier. We might be a little bit tall on the mana curve for Bombat Courier to be at its best, but we could take a Horizon Canopy, Spite Draft Brozilic. No. There's Bone Shredder, and there's Chandra, Acolyte of Flame. Acolyte of Flame is not bad because we have a number of spells we can flashback with her, but I think we take the Courier. Maybe if I was playing Sneak Attack, but I passed that in pack 1. Alright, I do like Hellrider. Abrade is not bad. But I think we gotta go Hellrider here. What was pack 1, pick 1? Goldspan Dragon. Yeah, we're gonna go Hellrider. Young Pyro, Rift Bolt, Through the Breach. I think Rift Bolt is the pick. Young Pyro would be pretty good because we have a lot of good 2-drops. I don't think that's the case. Magmatic Channeler, Lava Claw Reaches, Plarg, Dean of Chaos. Oh, I don't know about that. Let's see. I could take Dismember, but I don't think I need it. Lava Claw Reaches might actually make Croxa escapable. If there are 4 or more instants and sorceries, we don't actually have that many instants and sorceries. You know what? Nah, I'm going to take Dismember. I don't think I can go wrong with a Dismember. Heartless Act is some removal. That's true. I think I like Dismember slightly better. If I want to be able to splash white and Croxa, I think City of Brass is the pick here. We don't have enough instants and sorceries to make Bedlam Reveler consistently worth it. Plus, we have other stuff at the top of the curve already. We might as well just make our mana better. Wow, Temporal Mastery and Time Warp are in this pack. Phoenix, we might have to try and draft turns. This is definitely a Swift Spear pick. Murderous Redcap would be fine, but definitely a Swift Spear pick. Blackcleave Cliffs, Fiery Confluence. I think we gotta go Fiery Confluence. 1, 2, 3. Delver Easy. Yeah, I'm gonna go Fiery Confluence. This card is really strong. Devil's Play, Gargadon. We're not splashing green. Yeah, but I didn't take any of the blue fixing that was offered to me early. I'll take Devil's Play. Maybe this gives us some reach. I would be down to try and draft some sort of weird Time Warpy deck for Legacy Cube. I didn't realize there's at least 3 turn spells. I guess at this point we would take a Bone Shredder. We're probably not playing white. So. Lurking Predators. We can't play a triple black card, so we'll take Feed the Swarm, though that's probably a sideboard card. Young Pyro came all the way around. Lurking Predators. Wow, that seems really mean. Lava Claw Reaches seems great here, just making our mana better. Sword of War and Peace. Maybe we randomly hose an opponent. We'll take Delver for the meme. And Blackcleave Cliffs is our force. Seems like a good name for Kano fans. Oh my gosh. Sort by mana value. So we need to drop some number of cards here. I'm going to cut Worn Power Stone. I don't think we need Bone Shredder or Skyclave Shade. And we can probably do without Fire Prophecy. And then the rest of this seems pretty good. So we'll just combine. Let's see, Arid Mesa, Blackcleave Cliffs, Blood Crypt, City of Brass, Dragon Skull Summit, Lava Claw Reaches. We don't need white mana for anything. I could play Bedevil, because I have enough. I think I have enough black fixing now. Johnny Lie 6, thank you for subscribing. You're a wonderful human being, and I appreciate the support. Only 7 spells for Swift Spear, doesn't matter, we're just being aggro. Same thing with Young Pyro. Like, I understand the instant and sorcery count's a little low. I mean, I could cut a couple of creatures for, like, Fire Prophecy and Bedevil, but I honestly think I'll be fine without it. 8 and 3? Is that right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 black sources. To play 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 black pips? Yeah, okay. That seems good. Alright, let's do this. Play some Fun Police. Pack Rat's a bit of a meme in the playgroup when you draft. If you see one, you take it. Doesn't matter what colors you're in. Pack Rat's the best card in the cube, 2000%. I mean, like, I remember drafting Return to Ravnica, and people picking a Pack Rat and then playing 39 Swamps plus Pack Rat as a limited deck. Because the card was, like, basically unbeatable in limited. Unless your opponent, I think, had, like, Supreme Verdict or something, but that was a rare. Mono red prison, but no prison bits. Are there any prison bits in Legacy Cube? Alright, round 1, here we go. I'll play first. Yeah, this seems alright. We'll keep. If no 1-drops, so we'll just start Blood Crypt tapped. If they got Wasteland, they got Wasteland. Forest. We draw Gold Span Dragon. Play Arid Mesa. Pass the turn. Yeah, by far, isn't it? Furry Combat Wombat, welcome. Opponent plays an Overgrown Battlement. You know what? I am not a fan of the ramp. Kill the Overgrown Battlement. We untap. We draw Dragon Skull Summit. Play Legion War Boss. Get in for 1. Opponent untaps. Well, we can clear the way with Royal Eruption and Incinerate. It's a Phantom Cube. You don't get to keep stuff like this. Anytime you draft Cube, it's a Phantom event. Kill the Rattleclaw Mystic. Make another Goblin. Get in with everybody. Counter up a Goblin. Pass the turn. I'm just going to leave up Incinerate. I don't think playing Pack Rat is a good idea. Opponent gives up. They literally just can't beat that. That's awesome. Alright, run it back. And then they banned Monkey. That's true. I'm so sad about that. They took away one of the reasons to play red. They took away one of the reasons to play red that isn't throw a million burn spells at your opponent. So this is great, but we don't get to lead on Monastery Swift Spear. I think that's fine. If we draw a Mountain, we can. And we should, because Mountain is the most common card in our deck. We draw Duress. Well, that gives me something to do. Duress my opponent. They do have Natural Order, so take Natural Order. Pass the turn. Elvish Monkey, new best card for ramp. Oh gosh. Want to play Stomping Ground tapped, gets in for 1. We draw Dismember. I don't think we play Pack Rat. Play Swift Spear. I could Dismember here if I wanted to. I think Dismember is one of the only ways we can get through an actual Wall of Roots. Not Wall of Roots. Overgrown Battlement. Opponent attacks us for 1. We untap and draw Mountain. Perfect. Go to combat. No, Elvish Spirit Guide. If they're banning Simian Spirit Guide, they are not going to put Elvish Spirit Guide in Modern. It is the opposite of what they should do. New best monkey? Maybe they think green mana will be different? No. I mean, you can still play Chancellor of the Tangle. No, they're only allowed to take things away from white. Play a Mountain. Go to combat. So I am going to dismember this Mana Dork for the Prowess trigger and to stop them from playing Titan. And I'm going to discard Siege Gang, I think, to make a rat. Okay, opponent plays a Forest. Play a Mountain. Play Goldspan Dragon. Go to combat. Attack for 9. Mega Treasure. What if white was given Leonin Spirit Guide? Well, that was easy. Round 2, here we go. Would anyone be interested in a Kaladesh-themed artifact cube? I mean, that sounds like fun. This seems good. We'll keep. Definitely go for turn 0 Arbiters. Yes, turn 1 Thalia's where the modern format needs to be, I suppose. We draw a Mountain. Play Bombat Courier. Go to combat. Hit him for 1. Opponent untaps. Plays a Bloodstained Mire and passes. We untap. Can white get... Or can we get Ancestral Spirit Guide? Pitch for blue mana, draw a card? No, absolutely not. Play Blackcleave Cliffs. Go to combat. I would not mind seeing more hate for greedy mana bases and or fetch lands in Modern Horizons 2. I really, really want more hate for fetch lands. PFP? I don't know what that is. It's Price of Progress, and no, I don't want Price of Progress in Modern. Well, it gets an Underground Sea. Then does nothing, question mark? They play Arcane Artisan. Wow, it's really too bad that dies to removal. Look at him trying to do cool things. Stifle in Modern? Okay, let me rephrase slightly. Hate for fetch lands that isn't blue. Or Stifle. Yeah, I also want some Snowland hate as well. More than Redain. And more than Freyalise's Radiance, because that card's unplayable. Even though it is Modern legal. Hype the fetches to sell boxes, then print fetch hate seems like a WotC move. That would be awesome. Murderous Redcap. Well, that's going to take out Rabblemaster for sure. Alright, we untap. Draw Lava Claw Reaches. Players can't pay life. That would hurt fetch lands. It's already on like 3 creatures. They're just not playable. Platinum Empyrean does that to yourself. Angel of Flight Alabaster with art by Howard Lyon, which I love, is a card that does that, but it dies to Lightning Bolt. 1 mana artifact, Snowlands come into play tapped. Just make an Alpine Moon card that says Snowlands produce colorless. So what do we do here? I could just like Fiery Confluence Lava Axe mode while they're tapped out. That doesn't seem that bad. Target player discards a land. That would have to be a Thoughtseize that could target a land. I think Distress allows you to do that, unless Distress says any non-land card. Taking any card from their hand, I think, is 3 mana and above for the effect rate. So we could attack, and when they block, shock it with Bone Crusher Giant, then dump our hand, and play... Yeah, I'm just going to Lava Axe my opponent. When in doubt, throw fire at face. A watered down hymn that's still playable in an 8-rack. You have Rise and Fall, and you have Whispers of Emrakul. Both of them are narrow, but actually decent. Then play Blightning! It's not that different. They better not print him into Modern. Opponent plays Recurring Nightmare. They attack us for 2, no blocks. We might actually get hit and bring him. Get Counterspell and I bet against it, so nothing left to lose. That's fair, I guess. Why don't we see much Bloodbraid Elf into Blightning in Modern? Because Bloodbraid Elf into Liliana is way stronger. Or Bloodbraid Elf into Blood Moon. We get Devil's Play. You know what? Let's go ahead and... Oops, that's the wrong one. Stomp Redcap. Dismember Arcane Artisan. Go to combat. Hit him for 1. What about Bloodbraid Elf into Lightning Skelemental? That's closer. What's making 8-rack not playable right now? Because I have not seen it, like, at all. 8-rack stream, nobody would watch. Not a lot of people find 8-rack entertaining to watch. Opponent plays Necrotol. What if they reprint Mercenaries and Rebels? I mean, they could. Neither of those are, like, strictly broken. Play Bone Crusher and play Gravecrawler. Pass the turn. What about vaping is so entertaining and enticing? Nicotine. Would you do it for a Scooby snack? It's literally like vaping is nicotine. That's what it is. Opponent has Oko. Makes a food like a jerk. We untap. Draw Thundermaw. That's got to be something, right? We just Thundermaw them to death. Yeah, I didn't come here to not cast Thundermaw. I mean, if the choice is smoking cigarettes or vaping, obviously vape. It's a lot less damaging. I'm not going to say it's healthier, because it's not. It's just a lot less damaging. Opponent gains 3 life, goes up to 10. So they can Necrotol, block Gravecrawler, and take 9, going to 1. That's the thing, like... I don't know if you're memeing at me there, Halsey, but like, oh my god, my ex vaped. Like, actually picked up vaping voluntarily. And I don't know why. I think it was just the nicotine. And every time she would bring it up, she would be like, well, it's healthier than smoking. And I'm like, it's less damaging than smoking. And the connotation matters. Like, what other funky design do we think they'll do? I would not be surprised to see a legendary sorcery in Modern Horizons 2 with the stupid you have to have a legendary creature or planeswalker to cast it. I mean, like, a 16-ounce can of Coca-Cola is healthier than a Dairy Queen freaking concrete mixer. That's not... It's, you know, what is that, 200 calories versus 3,000? I'd like to see some tribal spells. I don't know that they'll do tribal spells. So opponent... I mean, that was kind of cool, opponent, but... Just burn spell you? Playing around days? Make a planeswalker that can only activate loyalty abilities from the graveyard? Okay, Furry Combat Wombat. If they make that, I'm banning you from this channel for calling it. There's no warning for that. It's already been decided. So if they print Hogak with a spark, it's just like, be warned. I'm just kidding. I wouldn't ban you. I would be upset though. Merfolk and Squirrel on boosters. Yeah, no, I'm hoping they print some good tribal themes. I don't. That's not been confirmed. That list has not been confirmed. Yes, I have heard that Ren and 6 is in some of the art for the Innistrad set, which I'm kind of hoping for a Ren and Tree of Perdition Planeswalker. I think that would be silly. This is a great curve, provided we draw lands. Chatter of the Squirrel and Acorn Harvest need to be in Modern. I don't know about that. I don't think they'll reprint Ren. Not as Ren and 6 for Standard. I don't think they'll do that. Although it would bring the price of the Planeswalker down. Ren in the World Tree. What other famous trees are there in Magic? Ren and Doran? Furry Combat Wombat, yes! Called it. Ren and Dryad Arbor? Ren and Morrow? Oh, you guys are silly. Alright, opponent charts a course. Ten CMC Planeswalker. Welcome, George Monty. How's it going? We got an enchantment land, now we just need a Planeswalker land? Get out of here. Alright. Royal Eruption my opponent's face. Ren and Will Rowan. Because Spark Rules just died? I don't know what that means. Are there Planeswalker enchantments? No. Fun fact, the precursor to Planeswalkers were basically Planeswalker enchantments. They were basically sagas, too. Get a 1-mana 1/1 creature with Storm. It better be white. It better be like an Elite Vanguard with Replicate or something like that. One spark meant one person. They're identical twins. They were going to play that trope eventually. It'll also have Magecraft. Oh no. Opponent duresses us. Do you think there'll be another 1-mana Planeswalker besides Deathrite Shaman? I think they've learned their lesson. We untap. Draw a mountain. Play a mountain. Go Rabblin'. We get dazed. Pass the turn. Do you mind? Plot twist, Liliana tries to resurrect Gideon, but accidentally resurrects Venser. How was I supposed to know? And that's what leads us to do Phyrexia? That's funny. We draw a Goldspan Dragon. So, Stomp Jace. I mean, I'm just setting them up for a better and better living end. Or living death, but... Actually, we would get back a Goblin Rabblemaster, so it wouldn't be all bad. Happy to announce that my 1,500-pound lift and air compressor works perfectly. Glad to hear it. Okay, let's go Thunderbreak Regent here. Ren and 7 +1/2 to your library for a land card. Put it into play untapped. No, thank you. Hi, buddy. Okay, we get Necrotald, so our opponent gets bolted. We untap. He's not laying down. He wants to play right now. We at least draw something we can cast, so play Hellrider. I probably should have played Bone Crusher here, but Hellrider does represent more damage. Ren and 240. That's pretty good. Drop. Drop it. Man, I remember when Hellrider was good. 1 CMC blue-green Planeswalker. Giganius Elephanius. Starts with 1 loyalty, +1 to explore, -2 to Beast Within, -6 make a Terastodon. It's pretty hilarious. Oko, you're not invited. If I can play Goldspan Dragon, I can kill Oko. If you could pick 5 sets to be in a custom standard, what would they be? That's kind of tough, actually. Play Goldspan Dragon. Go to combat. Attack Oko. I'm not going to attack with Hellrider. So, we make a treasure. We hit Oko for 1, and then we deal 4 damage. We have Ren and Wits for Modern. I bet you the best version of Battle of Wits plays Ren and 6. Pretty well, hands down. Lay down for a bit. We played Ren and 6, but for the emblem, that exists. It's Teamer Time Warp. It's also very mean. Sounds cursed, I'm in. Innistrad, Dominaria, Dark Ascension, and 2 others. That actually is pretty close to probably what I would pick. Alright, go to combat. Swing out at my opponent. You mean World Wake? I mean, if you want it as close to busted as you can get, then you gotta do, like, Urza block, right? Oh man, do I have the Siege Gang Commander lethal? I think I have the Siege Gang Commander lethal. Cons for fetches, RTR for shocks. How about Zendikar for fetches, RTR for shocks? Or Dragon's Maze, because it technically had all 10. And that way you only have to waste 1 set on it. So, shoot our opponent. Sack a Goblin token. Wow. It turns out that if you draft Fun Police, nobody has any fun but you. Once again, Legacy Cube proving that fun is indeed a zero-sum game. Alright, hang on, I gotta restart the client. How do you guys feel about the new font and the chat box? A little more readable? I got tired of the other one. It's nice that everything's not in all caps. True. I'm thinking about switching back from Stream Elements to Streamlabs. Because Stream Elements... well, that's good, Bone Daddy. I'm glad. Also, welcome. If you ever shave your majestic beard, will you do it on stream? I don't know. I don't know about that. Seems kind of personal. Kano, will you film your beard shaving? I don't know. I don't know about that. That's creepy to me. We'll make it a channel points donation. New YouTube sub goal. Instead of squinting and guessing. But Bone Daddy, that's how I... Never mind. How much to shave it off? Oh god. We're not doing this right now. Because I know Bone Daddy will pay it. No. Never mind. We're talking about something else now. I want to, like... Honestly, what I'm going to do... I actually sort of had a plan for when I'm going to get rid of this, or most of it. Full foil Tron, the appropriate asking price. Jod, get out of here. What was I going to say? Oh, yeah. So my plan was, after I get vaccinated, and after I'm done losing weight, I would actually, like, get a haircut and get this, like, either trimmed down or shaved off and start over again. The long hair will be going away. That is guaranteed, because I hate managing it. Having to, like, actually wash it, wait for it to dry. Hate it. I actually think I look better with short hair than long hair. A lot of double master foils. Ooh. Full foil Jund. How much to get me to plate it? It's not long enough to do braids. This is not long enough. Could go bald and keep the beard. I actually was considering doing that, shaving my head and keeping the long beard. That was actually a legitimate consideration. I'm going to keep this. We'll start Lava Claw Reaches. I'm not going to suspend Rift Bolt against a blind opponent. Turn 1. Every Paper Jund player I've ever met has all OG printing, foil, and sign decks. That's because I think a lot of Jund players have. No, I'm not doing a skullet. Full Viking beard with top knot. That can be under consideration. I've actually never grown a beard like this before. I mean, having a beard is like, this is easy. The only problem is if I eat soup. Then it's annoying because I have to clean it out like every single time because I cannot eat soup without spilling soup everywhere for some reason. I actually have... Never mind. I guess it's not Antiquities, because Antiquities is... Or Chronicles? I have a set of Tron lands that are all white border Tron lands with the anvil symbol. I don't know what happened to them, though, and I don't know if they're worth anything. Are they Chronicles? Sigma, we're discussing how much it would be for Kano to shave on stream. Beta basics to terrify people? Yeah. I dislike when they add all of the new arts to the cubes. They Lightning Greaves Ophiomancer to protect it. I mean, that's reasonable, but we're just gonna go attack in the air for almost all of your life total? How many bits for Kano to take me to Taco John's? Order the Taco Bravo with extra beans. Drown it in medium spiced hot salsa. Look me dead in the eye while munching on it and say sorry got lost in the sauce? What? I think I've reached the confusion ending. I don't know what any of that means. I don't know why you want any of that. Oh, gosh. Someone made it an emote. So opponent looted away a Grizzlebrand and reanimated it. They're just dead. They're actually just dead to Hellrider. We untap, draw a mountain. Play Hellrider? Why didn't they equip Grizzlebrand and attack with him? Why didn't they gain the life? Okay. Alright, opponent. I kept a medium hand. I think that was playing a little bit loose there, sir. Or ma'am. Alright. Yeah, we're playing Fun Police right now. I sure do like losing to so-so hands. Opponent, probably. My goodness. It was gonna be worse. Oh my goodness. Blocking gains them more life. Does it? I guess it does. But they were dead to direct damage. That, like, seems a little bit loose. I think you attack if you're dead to direct damage, and you keep your other guys back to... Well, our guys had flying. So, I guess that makes sense. Aren't they? Aren't they, Titan? You shortened your name! Just realized. Reasonable. Reasonable. Got the idea for the art, but it's not really fan. Sigma, you're not the only one to misspell Discord now. We just had direct damage. Okay. I guess it, like, I don't know. As far, because if we had ground attackers, I think attacking with Grizzlebrand and leaving the others back would have been correct. But or Skeleton Father handle, are both of those taken right now? You've been up for 18 hours? Fight me? Okay, you'll lose, but I'll fight you. How'd it go? I hope the interview went well. Bone Daddy, now you misspelled Discord. How many bits to knock me out? Ooh, you know, I think there's some waiver signing involved. Well, that's good. I'm glad it was decent. Bone Daddy is blocked for some reason. Don't know who has Skeleton Father. It's probably because Bone Daddy sounds like a something. 10 whole bits and signing a waiver. Droxid. I don't think they would put Maze of Ith into Modern Horizons 2. There is technically the Thaumatic Compass, which I really enjoy playing in Battle of Wits. That version of Maze of Ith actually makes Battle of Wits better. Oh, you were seeing if it was a command yet. Okay. I have never hit a human being as an adult. I've never punched anybody. I have been warned that I would cause grievous harm to people if I did, and I'm already disinclined to be physically aggressive, so. How many bits have you finished that thought about what it sounded like? What sounded like? Clayton, you're an artist! Anything that stains paper can be used to make art. Teddy Bear Kano is best Kano? Kano Zen, not Kano Angry. Clayton, you're more of an artist than most of humanity that I've met. When we come up with bad ideas in spoiler chat, you want to whack us? I had to recently change my notifications for the spoiler channel, by the way. Thanks. I was getting all of those notifications directly to my phone. I'm basically the child of Saffron Olive and Hagrid. What am I squatting now? I just maxed 465. My bench is around 320. And my deadlift is 545. Those are the big three. My opponent is disconnected. This is canon now? I don't think it is. I don't think me being the child of Saffron Olive is canon. Alright, they've come back. Disconnected. Be right back, I'm dying. Opponent leads on a swamp. Yeah, I'm gonna go for the turn 1 duress. You never know, they could have Bitter Blossom. Recurring Nightmare, Lightning Greaves, Dread Return. I think we take the Lightning Greaves here. Pass the turn. Because there's going to be a Regisar. Play a Mountain. Play Young Pyro. Pass the turn. Opponent plays a Crypt Breaker. Oh, I guess they only have 2 lands. Play a mountain. Pass the turn. £370 or 370 kilograms? That's a big difference. And some places measure differently. Do I just fire? I think I just hit my opponent for 6. Really? The strongest man in Maine deadlifts less than 400 pounds. I deadlift, what, 250% of that? Opponent discards Grizzlebrand, which they have somehow top-decked, and plays Recurring Nightmare, getting themselves a Grizzlebrand, and attacking for 7. Will block. Draw Lava Claw Reaches. Play a mountain. Let's go Siege Gang here. It might have been 4-7. I think, so if I recall, the Utah, the state that I live in, the Utah tested category, so the drug test, like, the most stringently tested category in Utah, I think, is just under 600 pounds for a deadlift. So I'm like, or it might just be just over 600. Kind of close. Beat him up, Kano. No, I'm not gonna fight people. Opponent plays Gaunty. We're gonna look at the top 4 cards of our deck. They probably discard like Dread Return. We draw Dragon Skull, people. Let's see. So we play Dragon Skull. We have 3 Siege Gang Commander shocks. Battle of the Beards. Kano Dad versus Saffron. Where did Kano Dad come from? So we have lost. I can shock 3 times, but I can't kill Grizzlebrand. Well, I can kill Regisaur. Yeah. Alright, we're going to game 3. Most jank deck wins? Oh no. I think I actually might need Bedevil in this case, even though it's a little bit hard to cast. I've changed my mind about Bedevil. Although Feed the Swarm seems reasonable. I think I'll do Feed the Swarm. Probably over Royal Eruption. Let's try that. Kano Daddy emote. But that's just the Golden Tutor emote. That's if you donate, like, what is it, 10,000 bits, you get access to that or something. I would like to play first. I will keep this. Play Lava Claw Reaches, pass the turn. Yeah, because there's Tutor, which is the skull, and then there's Daddy, which is the golden skull. We'll play Blood Crypt into Pack Rat. You'll learn the lore. What lore? Okay, we have to sack Pack Rat. Come on, Mountain. We want to play this Legion War boss. Oh, I know you meant Kano lore, but there is no lore. Sigma. Sigma. Alright, opponent Night's Whispers, so let's stomp the Crypt Breaker. They lose 2 life and draw 2 cards. You know, there's a wealth of memes. That's true, there is a wealth of memes. Alright, pass the turn, because we can't draw a, Can't draw a land. 4 mana, opponent plays Bloodline Keeper. Yep, that's gonna have to bite the dust. We untap. We draw Monastery Swiftspear. Well, it's a card I can cast, so play the Swiftspear. Hit him for 1. Pass the turn. They play a mountain. Gatekeeper of Malakir kicked. Wait, why are they playing mountains all of a sudden? Weren't they mono black up until this point? Land! I need it! I need mana! What if Edict was modern? Yeah, I thought that was funny how they straight up they straight up upgraded it. What plays Lily? We got a discard. I guess we discard Inferno Titan, because we're never casting it. We untap and finally draw a mountain. I think it's Rabble we play this turn. Make a token. Go to combat. Hit Lily. I mean, if we can play War Boss and then play Hellrider, we're probably winning. They're going to make us discard... I don't want to discard Feed the Swarm, but if they're reanimating something, it's probably Ulamog, and Feed the Swarm doesn't kill Ulamog. They ditched Grizzlebrand. I'm going to die because they reanimated Grizzlebrand instead of Ulamog. Alright, we untap. We draw Black Cleave Cliffs, which is not the land I wanted to draw. So play Black Cleave Cliffs. Do we play War Boss or do we play Bone Crusher? Oh, if I play War Boss, my opponent gains 7 life. If I don't, they still gain 7 life because we have to attack. Oh no. What's in the artwork channel? No! I don't even want to know. Oh, that's gonna be something, I guess. Alright, play War Boss. So, make some tokens. Kano tastefully ignoring his entire community. Oh, yeah, I think that counts as... If Kano was a Planeswalker, what colors would he be? Probably Jeskai. Maybe Grixis. Color... No! Halsey, no! Attack our opponent for 3. I knew that's where that was going. 7 colorless mana. Y'all. Opponent untaps. How many Tron videos? Too many. That's how many. I discarded my only answer to Grizzlebrand. You did this to you. Alright, we'll discard Fiery Confluence. Would describe you as Mardu with a light red splash as a streamer. Okay, alright, I could kind of follow your logic on that. There's not a lot of blue perfection seeking or wizardry. Although Raylan. I was gonna say I do play Battle of Wits as my favorite. Here comes Ulamog. Goodbye, Gatekeeper of Malakir that should have attacked. Oh, never mind, Sheoldred. Alright, we untap, we sack a token. We draw Incinerate. Yeah, we're not winning this. We needed to draw a land for, I don't know, 5 turns, and we would have been fine. Absolutely fine. It just didn't happen. Isn't there only one printing of Shieldred? Yeah, because we missed land drop number 3 turns in a row. Something like that. Oh, it got reprinted in Jumpstart. Alright. 1 second while I get the camera to actually focus. There we go. Along with Phyrexian Swamp. Alright, I think I'm doing another Legacy Cube. I really like Legacy Cube. Jumpstart's hitting saturation. Stay unfocused, camera. You can do it. Kano's so ugly. White because you like the order. Black because you lean heavily away from perfection. That's not black though. And tradition. So Abzan. Oh, so you can stay unashamed about your lack of beard. Don't be ashamed by a lack of beard. This is actually, it's getting quite long now. I can put my whole hand around my beard. Like, oh man, that's what my chin looks like. I forgot. Did I just break the illusion for you? 24, haven't shaved in months. And just have a scraggle. Kano the Bearded, 7 colorless, Planeswalker, 6 loyalty. +3, search a library with mana value greater than or equal to the number of lands you control. Twice the number of lands you control. -4, search your library for an enchantment with converted mana cost 5. Put it into play and shuffle. -6, target opponent takes an extra turn after this one and you gain 20 life. Quick question before my event. What's good in Tron against Cat combo? Dismember. Amulet of Safekeeping. Okay, if you're talking about like ambition and ruthlessness, I could see that. Torpor Orb's not bad either. You got carded at a vape store the last time you shaved. Immortal Sun? Immortal Sun technically works, but it requires you to have Tron first. The other ones don't. Not Amulet of Safekeeping. Is it? The 2 mana creature tokens get -1/-0 and what is overrated in Tron sideboard? Witchbane Orb. Pithing Needle is not overrated. Sorcerous Spyglass is, though. Bridge is not overrated. Bridge is important. Fog. Yeah, but it's not overrated, Halsey. That's not what overrated means. Like, oh my gosh. Taking my advice, Kefka. Good job. I think like 90% of the time you should know what to name with Pithing Needle. If you know what your opponent's deck is. If your opponent's like Necrotic Ooze combo, obviously you name Necrotic Ooze. But like... Wow, chat moving fast today. Just use coding to disable permanents on their turn. Yeah, but Pithing Needle, there are permanents that you need to stop the abilities of before they hit the board. There are planeswalkers that, well, not planeswalkers, but there are there are times you can't do that. Pyre of Heroes pitch Zathrid Necromancer into Winota? I could see that actually being a thing. Yeah, Bridge is not a fun card. You think Heliod's gonna get banned? I thought Bridge in the main was standard, Kefka, for 8-rack. Unless you're playing Rack Pox, in which case you should actually have like Fatal Pushes and Smallpox and stuff. You don't need 3 Bridge. Okay, the versions I played 3 Bridge. Would they even ban out of Heliod? I think if they ban anything, they ban Ballista. All right. Okay. So in this pack, there's Mystic Confluence, Treachery, and Craterhoof Behemoth. What do people want to see? Ballista is a colorless fireball. Spirit Sea, thank you for following. I appreciate it. You're a wonderful human being. Treachery, kill them with their own things. Emrakul, I don't like that Emrakul. I'm not taking Emrakul. Kermit the Frog stream, not happening. That's a special thing, and I haven't recovered from the last time yet. Cobra. Baneslayer's a solid finisher. Baneslayer I could see being a thing. If I took Mystic Confluence or Treachery, I could wheel Baneslayer and play Blue-White Control. Go check the St. Patrick's Day stream. Take the best card. All right, I'll take Craterhoof. Yeah, there's not a lot of what do you call it? There's not a lot of crazy artifact shenanigans in the Legacy Cube. Lotus Cobra is good, yes, but I think Lotus Cobra versus Craterhoof is more likely to wheel if I'm going to be playing green. I'm going to take Whisperwood Elemental. If we're going to draft the green deck, Stomping Ground is reasonable. Tooth and Nail or Gilded Goose. So, the main thing about playing a Craterhoof Behemoth deck is drafting literally as many mana dorks as possible. So Tooth and Nail does technically win the game, but the Goose is better. So the thing is, if I'm taking all of the green cards, and people to the left of me are not finding green cards, no one is going to take Tooth and Nail without a crap load of ramp. I kind of like Allosaurus Shepherd. It is a dork. Sundering Titan might be the actual pick. I don't think we're taking Kogla. Edric is fine. I think Edric is a little bit more narrow. But, like, green-blue ramp is reasonable. Edric might wheel, though. So this guy just says stuff you have can't be countered, basically, if you're playing mono green. It's slightly harder to play big mana in Legacy Cube, but the payoff is better. So Turn Timber Symbiosis can help find Craterhoof, and at a 1 mana discount. I think we gotta take Rattleclaw Mystic, though. Because Rattleclaw Mystic is actually a Pyretic Ritual, also on a Mana Dork. So we're taking the Mana Dork. It is a very strong effect with a bunch of 1/1s. Devoted Druid is exactly the card I want. Yeah, no, like pairing green with blue in this format is fine. There's a lot of payoffs that you can go for, like, going white. I don't think Llanowar Mentor is in the cube, no. Let's go infinite with what? I don't think Vizier of Remedies is in this cube. Or what is it? Devoted Druid? I don't know how we make it go infinite, though. So I could take Botanical Sanctum, I could take Blooming Marsh, but I think Explore is the pick. Merfolk Looter is kind of reasonable. Yeah, we're gonna stay mono green basically as long as possible. Do you think a second Thragtusk in the sideboard is better than Witchbane Orb, or should I make it a Torpor Orb? You might want to go with Torpor Orb. How much life gain are you playing in the main, like Worm Coils and Thragtusks and stuff? Fauna Shaman's fine. Just another dork. Our draft... Oh, okay, so you're trying to understand the philosophy of drafting the cube. Okay, I understand. So, are they worth it monetarily? If you win 1 match, you get half your entry back. If you win 2 matches, you get your entry back. And if you win 3 matches, you get 150% of your entry back in play points on Moto. Cube is the most fun, and if you can draft it consistently well, you can actually go positive. It's a little bit harder, though. I want to take Zealous Conscripts, and I'll probably take red as a secondary color. I don't think I'm going to take Satyr Wayfinder, because even though it is a dork and can find you a land, it's going to dump Craterhoof every single time. I'll take Sword. Prismatic Lens potentially lets me splash. Edric, also considering. Bone Crusher Giant, put that in the side as well. Exquisite Firecraft, put that in the side. And last pick, Obliterator. It is if you're better at playing Modern than Cube. Cube doesn't require you to have any cards, and there's less risk on your entry, though there's less reward. Kefka, thank you for showing up. It was good to have you. It's not my birthday. We got Sword of War and Peace. So it looks like red is open enough that we could dip into red if we wanted to. So in this pack, we have Taiga if we want to splash red, Garruk Relentless if we want another like token generator, or Thragtusk. I agree, this deck needs some spice. I just don't know what it is yet. Swagtusk? I was thinking Garruk, but I think Thragtusk might be more likely to be taken here. Dak Faden doesn't work in Legacy Cube. Not anywhere near as well as Vintage Cube. People want to see Garruk? Okay. I think the best pick for us is probably... Actually, Thragtusk. I think the best pick for us is Thragtusk. I think Garruk is less likely to be picked, and Hangerback Walker, while it could be cool, we're going to have a lot of trouble doing stuff with Hangerback Walker. Scrubland and Tundra, which look almost exactly the same to me here. Jadelight Ranger, there's a Temple Garden, or some red cards. Jadelight. Sneak Attack is reasonable. There is an argument to splash for Sneak Attack. It gives us an alternate out, potentially opens us up to like Through the Breach or something like that, and then we can start taking the really big Eldrazi. Jadelight Ranger I am wholly unimpressed with. Yes, you were right, Titan. You were right. I'll take Sneak Attack. Although, my one experience prior to this is a Green Sun Zenith pack, hands down. Um, my one experience prior to this is people seem to value almost everything over fixing. So, like, a lot of the fixing goes pretty late in Legacy Cube. Yeah, Blood Red Elf would be a great pickup, but Green Sun for sure. Llanowar Elves, 100%. Ilharg is another sneak attack effect, but we can't pass Mana Dorks. We just can't. So, I'm going to take Llanowar Elves. Plateau, Search for Tomorrow. There's Char, Escape to the Wilds, and Gargadon. I think the pick here is Search. Like, if we were really worried about removal, we could take Char. Escape to the Wilds, I don't actually like that much. Yeah, I'm going to go with Search. Search is just another ramp spell that starts on turn 1. I think we got to take Primal Command. Devil's Play technically could give us some reach. Port's kind of funny, and good to see you, Thalia. So, like, Escape's kind of reasonable, but I don't like playing it in a Hoof deck, because if you cast Escape and exile Hoof, you have to play him immediately, and I don't like things that control the timing of my spells like that. Especially when the strategy is slightly fragile anyway. Okay, I think this is a pretty clear-cut Cultivate. Wall of Blossoms, hopefully Wheels. How you doing, Time Warp? Okay. Farseek cannot actually grab Forest, but if we're splashing red, Farseek's fine. Cold Steel Heart is a ramp spell. And then there's Hinterland Harbor. I think we're staying mono green for as long as possible. I'm going to take Farseek, and hopefully that Taiga comes around. There it is. Told you. Clayton, how's it going? We take the Taiga. Because now... And I'll take Temple Garden as well, just to have another Farseek target, I think. Because Riders is fine. But there are a couple of things we could splash off Temple Garden. I think Mirari's Wake is still in this cube, despite not being vintage. At least 2 basic mountains if we splash, one for Farseek, one for Search, and one non-basic to draw. I could see that. Bloodbraid Elf, how you doing? Welcome. Yeah, Garrick, nobody passed Garrick. So we got Voice or Huntmaster. I think Voice is the way to go, because the tokens are counting for go wide. Huntmaster, I think, is too... You guys think Huntmaster? Alright, fine, Huntmaster. I'll take Huntmaster. I think Voice is a better payoff, but just because the tokens count how wide we go. You know, he's best Wolfie boy. Voice might be harder to play, that's true. I really don't like Escape. I'm taking Char. And... yeah, I'm taking Devil's Play. Devil's Play, like, gives us the option of using it as removal or just having some reach. Gargadon is sneak attackable. Yeah, there's a lot better things to be sneak attacking. Art? Oh, no. What? What? Why? Why is that me over Peter Parker? Why is that me in the Peter Parker from Spider-Verse pose? That is, like, actually kind of gross to me. Oh, man. Alright. So, Arid Mesa lets us fetch Temple Garden or Taiga. Hornet Queen will probably wheel. Silver, that was worth a good laugh. Thank you. That definitely was not what I was expecting out of anything. So I will take Arid Mesa. It can fetch a basic mountain if we need it. I'm passing on Immortal Sun. You didn't even notice the patch on the jacket? It's Urza's... Urza Funeral? Oh, gosh. Yeah, I'm going to take Arid Mesa. Elves of Deep Shadow, Mana Dork, can't pass. Fabled Passage is fine. Vivian Monster's Advocate, hopefully wheels. Golos would be great if we had Gaia's Cradle. Like, Urza's Funeral. Okay, I get it. Black is super closed. Yeah, but Elves of Deep Shadow just taps for mana, and that's all we care about. Nissa, who shakes the world, however, is quite good. Fiend Artisan is like a pod-ish creature. Thrun will probably wheel, I imagine. Green's pretty open at this point. I don't expect a lot of people to be in green. So Chord of Calling. If I had more fetch lands, Colossus might be the pick. But we're taking Chord here. We just need as many tutors for big things as we can get. Hopefully, like, we can get a Monolith or Acidic Slime on the wheel here. Okay. So there's a Savannah. There's Birthing Pod, though this isn't really a pod deck. Oracle of Moldiah. There's Toski and Verdant Catacombs. I don't think this is a pod. I don't think the pick is pod. I think the pick is Oracle of Moldiah, Toski, or Verdant Catacombs. And I kind of want to take Oracle. It's good. I just tend to always like have terrible Oracle hits just because my luck is awful. You can fetch Savannah off Mesa, but I already have Temple Garden. I think we're going to go Oracle of Moldiah. Toski is probably less likely to get picked and more likely to wheel. This is definitely a Bird's pick. I do like Nissa, but hopefully Nissa comes around. Yes, us having a bunch of dorks makes Toski good. The only reason that I took Oracle over Toski is I think Toski is more likely to wheel. Man, if I was in blue, I could play opposition, but I am not. I think that means I take Banefire. If I'm playing red, I'm going to be playing things like Banefire. Although if I was green-blue, this would be an amazing opposition deck. It's a little late for that, though. Clayton, that'd be excellent. Trop was in your opening? Yeah. I don't have enough fixing to actually make it work at this point. Tireless Tracker, though. Tireless Tracker's pretty good. Trop did come around, but one dual land is not going to be enough to splash for opposition. I think I'd take Immortal Sun, honestly. Because drawing extra cards every turn and shutting off Planeswalkers is fine. Yeah, we're not going to have enough mountains for Koth. You have to have a lot of mountains to make Koth work. I guess I take Hour of Devastation. It's possible in some weird sideboard situation I want a Wrath, but no, we don't take Zurgo. Zurgo is very bad in a deck like this. Fiend Artisan is playable. I'll take... Honestly, I think Faithless Looting might actually be the pick over Colossus here. Just to help us get through our deck faster. Yeah, I'm going to go with Faithless Looting over Colossus. Colossus is inevitable. That's true. I'm not playing Pyroclasm. I guess I'm taking Pod, but I'm not playing any of these. Collective Defiance, there is some situation I could play it. And Goldspan Dragon, I'm probably not playing either. Okay. So, let's group creatures separately and take a look at what we're dealing with here. Okay, I don't think I'm playing Devil's Play. I'm probably going to sideboard Char. I don't think I need Prismatic Lens. I need to focus on creature and land ramp. Land ramp because I have things like Oracle of Moldiah and Nissa and Tracker. And creature ramp because Hoof is our win condition. We did not find Natural Order, which is kind of a big deal. So now the question is, how much red are we playing if we're playing red? So we have Birds and Goose, which helps... Or Birds, Goose, and Rattleclaw Mystic, which helps splash red for free. You'd have more than 7 fixing for opposition. So what would that be? Birds, Goose, Mystic. I would have had Trop, Prismatic Lens, Farseek. Jill West, thank you for resubscribing. It's not my birthday, but welcome. Glad to have you. 16 months. It's a long time. We need to be as close to Mono Forest as we can get. Because we have things like Nissa. Oh, man. Okay, I don't think I'm playing Huntmaster. If I need to go lower and more grindy, I can bring Huntmaster in, but I don't think I'm actually playing Huntmaster over my other cards. Fiend Artisan, while it is a creature pod kind of effect, is very fragile. Why is my phone going off like crazy? I don't think I'm playing Edric. Yeah, Artisan's just another pod, and pod is a better pod, generally. Although Artisan is a late game mana dump, because it can actually go get... I could sack like a Llanowar Elves and go get Craterhoof Behemoth, but that assumes I'm already ramped really hard. I think I have too many non-creatures. Green Sun Zenith is probably lower on the curve. Banefire is great for reach and endgame. I do like Faithless because it lets us turn cards we don't want into cards we do want. I think this card is generally underrated and limited. So I need to cut 3 cards. Cut Whisperwood. Whisperwood is good Wrath protection and is pretty decent at drawing us extra cards. It's not amazing, but... I could just cut red and play mono green, and then we don't have mana problems. Farseek could go. I don't want to cut Farseek if I'm playing red. If I'm playing mono green, I could cut Farseek. Or with a super light red splash. Farseek is also 3 extra lands. You know what? I'm gonna cut Sneak Attack. I have like 3 or 4 creatures in total that are decent to Sneak Attack, and only like 1 that's great to Sneak Attack. I don't think this is a Sneak Attack deck. I do have 3 mana dorks that make red, that's fair. It's not like it's difficult, I guess. I probably don't need Banefire, although I don't actually have that much removal, unless I'm playing a lot of red. Maybe... Chord does not have the green creature card stipulation. I could play something like Bone Crusher instead of Banefire, and I could drop Looting. And we just have a light red splash for these 2. Sword is going to be pretty much an exclusively sideboard card. Because Bone Crusher at least gives us a shock that is also a like a creature that's decent to play. If I want removal, I have Char. I technically have Collective Defiance, Exquisite Firecraft, Devil's Play, and Banefire. These are all good removal spells. I really need to just cut one more card. Alright, hang on. I gotta mute this family group chat. Because it is actually driving me insane right now. I can't, like, I don't know what it is, but having, like, 9 people texting all at the same time about nothing, and me just having to be involved while having nothing to say or not need to be appraised of it, drives me insane. Tapping out blockers on turn 4 to play Immortal Sun. Yeah. Alright, I'll cut Immortal Sun. So then we could play Temple Garden, Taiga, Arid Mesa, add basics. 1 mountain, 13 forests. That works for me. And the reason we're playing Temple Garden is so that Arid Mesa can fetch green if we've already gotten Taiga. That's basically it. Alright, let's do this! Mono green! Round 1, here we go. Alright, it's a turn 2 tireless tracker, which I can get behind. So I'm going to keep this. A little land heavy. Opponent is also on green with Utopia Sprawl. Urge to Primal Command intensifies. Play a forest, play Llanowar Elves. Pass the turn. Opponent untaps. Plays a forest. They are definitely mono green. They put Utopia Sprawl on green. They play a Mind Stone and a Findhorn Elves. Okay. Arid Mesa still gets Taiga and still gets Basic Mountain. And still makes 2 landfall triggers for Tireless Tracker. Pass the turn. I will sub if in the first round you unmorph Rattleclaw and shout, "You've activated my trap card," then cast Craterhoof on the same turn and swing for lethal. I'll keep that in mind. Tikana, this is why you play and I ramble. Fair enough. What are you gonna do? Command me? Please don't be a Primeval Titan. Okay, it's Garruk. That's only marginally better than a Primeval Titan. We untap. We draw Nissa. Play a forest. Investigate. Let's go ahead and draw. Counter on tracker. Okay, we draw Bone Crusher Giant. Pass the turn. Opponent untaps. That's true, you did. That mono-red Storm victory would not have been a thing without you. The reason being is because we have a lot of 2-drops in the deck as well. And I wanted to be able to play a 2-drop. Like, it's basically free to play whenever. Next turn, we're going to be Primal Commanding or playing Nissa. I don't think it's actually going to be good enough. And I might have to Primal Command to put Garruk on top of their deck and make them shuffle their grave so that they shuffle. Oh no, what is this? They attack us for 3. Green Sun for 6. Well, that is less than ideal, I would say. Deep Forest Hermit. Alright. It could be worse. It could be worse. It's not, but it could be. Alright, hang on a minute. So I think what we do here is we play a land for Tracker, and we play Whisperwood Elemental. Whisperwood Elemental gives us a decent blocker. Like, we're dead if our opponent has Craterhoof. I mean, it's better... Deep Forest Hermit is better if my opponent has Craterhoof. But if my opponent has Craterhoof, we're dead anyway, so... I do need to deal with Garrick in a turn. Otherwise, he's going to ult. We're going to be really sad. They're 1 mana off of Hoof. Yeah, they would have to be the last 2 cards they've got. So not impossible. Opponent gonna draw 3 cards. Okay. Original Garrick is best Garrick. I think by most people's standards. There is an argument that occasionally comes up that this guy is pretty decent. Oh yeah? What's the best Craterhoof altar? Nice. Opponent is paying costs. They have Hex Drinker. And Elves of Deep Shadow. They're building their own Progenitus right now. Oh, the things from Evolve? Okay. We untap, we draw Rattleclaw Mystic. So, let's see. What am I doing? We're taking a lot of damage from this Hex Drinker. I could put Garrick on top of their deck, or I could take them off 2 lands and tutor up Hoof. Playing Forest this turn would give me a total of 6 mana. What's Zakama? Is it an article? Like, no, that'd be a, the, or as. Is it a punctuation mark? Oh my gosh. See, mine was clever. What's Zakama? It's a pause in a sentence. Anyway, mine's nerd joke. Oh, okay. Play Forest. We're gonna play Nissa. Untap a Forest. We're gonna morph Rattleclaw Mystic and pass the turn. And we need to not put Craterhoof face down. Okay, it's a forest. They untap, vanishing, ticking down. If they can't, like, just kill us, as long as they don't have Craterhoof, we should actually be able to win. They've got it. They've got to have it now. Oh, yeah, no, tooth and nail. Craterhoof deranged hermit, we're dead. Oh. And we were so close to what Free Combat Wombat was promising to sub over. Need my opinion on whether or not something is trash? Okay. What do you want me to judge? So versus my opponent's deck. No worries. Thanks, Free Combat Wombat. Appreciate it. I'm glad to have you around. Versus the other Mana Dork deck. I suppose I just bring in some burn spells, really. Yes, thank you, Free Combat Wombat, for subscribing. You're a wonderful human being, and I appreciate the support. Not me closing the screen with Twitch for one. What? Playable or not? Yeah, that's playable. I don't know if it's probably not tier 1 or tier 2, but that deck is playable. I've played it. I think I want Banefire and Devil's Play, actually. And I'm gonna cut... What do I cut here? Allosaurus Shepherd... Forest for 1 mountain. And then... I mean, it's a very attrition-y deck. I have played a very similar deck, and I enjoy playing that kind of deck. And I'm going to cut Thragtusk. We'll try it like this. Hopefully this is not too many mountains. We'll play first. Yeah, I can work with this. We'll keep. Play forest, play elves. Pass the turn. You're going to see about making Mardu Pyromancer a thing, but was talked out of it. I think the Stoneforge Mystic deck is better than the Pyromancer version of the deck. We untap, draw Llanowar Elves. So start by casting Explore. Play a Forest, play Llanowar Elves, and then play Temple Garden tapped. Pass the turn. So we played Explore first because I needed to know whether or not I was going to have to shock that Temple Garden. Opponent plays a Sylvan Library and a Findhorn Elves. Alright, we untap. We draw a Forest. Play Oracle of Moldiah. Rattleclaw Mystic on top. Play a Forest. Pass the turn. So I can Pay 5 mana to filter into 3 mana, one of it containing red to shock the dork. I'm not above that. Opponent pays 4 to keep 1 extra card. They play a land. They just make perfect lightning rods, okay? We untap. Draw Rattleclaw. Play a mountain. Play a forest. Oh, it's so good. Play a morphed Rattleclaw. We're going to go ahead and stomp the elf. Actually, we'll flip this up. Add reds. You've activated my trap card. Stomp the elf. Cast Bone Crusher. Go to combat. Hit him for 3. Opponent untaps. Sylvan Library. I mean, if they pay any more life, I think they're dead to us just tapping out for a Banefire. Opponent plays Ghost Quarter. Scourge of the Skyclaves? Me too. Unless you're talking about the set. I don't have an opinion on the set. Opponent plays Thrashing Bronodon. And Thrun. Okay. We untap. We draw Cultivate. Play a forest. Whisperwood Elemental on top. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Let's Cultivate. Get a forest and another forest. Put a forest into play. Put 1 in hand. Play the 1 off the top of the deck. Oh, and it's our old pal Craterhoof. Pass the turn. Opponent untaps. Sylvan Library. I mean, if they Ghost Quarter me, I'm going to say no shuffle. Like... There's nothing stopping you from playing Grixis Shadow. Like, the deck didn't go away, it's just not optimal. I play non-optimal decks all the time. Okay, Pota plays Deep Forest Hermit. Gets a bunch of tokens. Plays an Arbor Elf. Lurrus is so slow, and I dislike the fact that it's so good. That's my problem with Lurrus. We draw a Hoof, Bloodbraid on top. Hang on. Play a Forest. Oh yeah, this works perfect. Play Hoof. Okay, then we're going to Banefire the Deep Forest Hermit. Because that removes 5 toughness from the board. Stop clicking so fast, you'll kill Moto. Go to combat. Kill our opponent. Watch them fog me or something. Opponent blocks, blocks. You play Hoof, dude. They have Trample. Just concede. Let me see how this block looks. What's that? I only go to -40? Ah, perfect. It's just... I do the same thing. I shouldn't criticize. Elf Ball in Historic is the best. Run it back. Oh, we got Green Sun. We have all of our colors of mana. And we have Cord. I think I'm actually going to keep this hand. It might be too slow, but we'll find out. Opponent plays Elves of Deep Shadow. We draw Forest. Play Arid Mesa, pass the turn. I'm kind of sad because I keep hearing Historic is a fun format, but I refuse to play MTG Arena. Opponent plays Thrashing Bronodon. Let's fetch, get Taiga. Let that resolve. We untap. Draw Cultivate. Play a Forest. Stomp the Elf. Pass the turn. Yeah, that's basically my whole deal. Like, in a nutshell. Opponent hits us for 3. We go to 16. Opponent plays a Mind Stone. We untap and draw a Forest. So play a Forest. And I think we cultivate here. Get a Forest into play and another Forest to hand. The next turn we could, like, Green Sun out Oracle of Moldiah. What's in Jumpstart? Who knows? That's the problem with sets with, like, too big of a card pool. Like, determining format legality and stuff. Like, nobody remembers what's time shifted. Nobody. I should have brought in Hour of Devastation. We untap. We draw Devil's Play. Hey, Alfred, how's it going? What do I have in the 2-drop slot? I have Devoted Druid. Does that matter? I don't think it matters. Because I can Devil's Play to kill the Hermit to stop a lot of damage. And then I can Green Sun to get Devoted Druid. Or I can just play Whisperwood. I think I just play Whisperwood this turn. Hopefully this doesn't bite me. Opponent does only have 5 mana. Sounds good. I hope the session was good. Devoted Druid. There you are. Deep Forest Hermit ticking down. Opponent plays a land. Opponent is thinking. We're playing Legacy Cube right now. And just some mono green Craterhoof shenanigans. Opponent goes to combat. They attack for a lot. Block here. Take 8, I guess. Go to 5. Six mana. Stone Coil Serpent X6. Okay. We untap. Draw Primal Command. So I could Primal Command, put a land on top of their deck, and gain 7 life. So we can turn this guy up for 2 mana. Sounds good, Halsey. You get some sleep and feel better, alright? What are my options here? I could Green Sun for Oracle of Moldiah, then play 2 lands. That doesn't really do anything. I could Green Sun for Oracle of Moldiah, play a land, and Devil's Play for 1 to take out the Deep Forest Hermit. How do the squirrels get flying to block Emrakul? Jumped. Jump. Replicated. Too many reverberates? I don't know. I took Thragtusk out of the deck, so that's out of the question. I could Primal Command, gain 7 life. That would almost be balanced, but Magecraft is a deck now. I think I have to go get Oracle of Moldiah. Banefire on top of the deck. Play Forest. Devil's Play to take this out. So they get a bunch of 1/1s, and we then manifest this Banefire. Mountain on top. So I want to keep Oracle alive if I can. Which means Whisperwood is probably actually blocking down the Stonecoil Serpent with the help of this Banefire. So opponent goes to combat. They're attacking all. Okay. Well, I think the only block we actually have looks like this. Do we take 2 and go to 3? We have 8 mana next turn. Half expected giant growth. I don't think that's in this cube. I don't think any of the pump spells are in the cube, actually. I think it's only burn spells for direct damage. Yes, they do, Clayton. Yes, they do. That's why Flusterstorm and Ground Rift are broken. The whole caster copy shenanigans, right? Yeah, that's why that card is good. That's why Clever Lumimancer and Light Scribe are seeing play in Modern. Besides just being extra prowess creatures. Are they gonna cycle Mind Stone? They have Dismember. No, they have Phyrexian Metamorph. Okay. They're gonna Metamorph copy Moldaya. Right? It's really good with free spells, and it's really good because it pumps your whole team. So we untap. We draw Mountain. Bloodbraid Elf on top. So play a Mountain. I'm going to go ahead and say we'll gain 7 life. And I'm going to put a land on top of their deck. Then play Bone Crusher. So opponent can cycle their Mind Stones if they want, but that's going to limit their mana. And they're drawing a land right now. No attacks. So opponent draws a land. They play a land. Yeah, if you're metamorphing... I think, honestly, you should metamorph Oracle of Moldaya there. And not Mind Stone. I know, like, we had burn spells. I guess that's what they're afraid of. They just take the guaranteed ramp, I guess. And they have exactly a 7-drop. So they get to tutor for 2 cards. One of which will be Craterhoof. I guess in this situation, it makes sense. So now they just need a land and they get to play Craterhoof. I mean, if we draw Bloodbraid and there's 2 untapped lands on top of our deck, I think we could just go get Craterhoof and kill them. They get Deranged Hermit and Craterhoof Behemoth. Alright, we untap. Draw Llanowar Elves. Now, let me think. Alright, Sigma, you have a good night. Sleep well and feel better, alright? God, what is even in this deck? We have 8 mana. I can Chord for Hoof by itself, but that's not great. I don't have any creatures that deal damage when they enter. Although I might just want a Chord to shuffle or cast Bloodbraid to get this Llanowar Elves off the top of my deck. I think I'm going to do that. We're going to Bloodbraid, cast Elves. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 to pay for Chord. 10. If there's an untapped land under Temple Garden, I can Chord for Hoof, but I still don't think that kills them. I will pay the life. Play a forest. So let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I can Chord for Hoof. The problem is, if I Chord for Hoof, it doesn't kill them. Chord is an instant. And if they draw land and play Crater Hoof, I could actually block and then Chord for Hoof and block their whole team. Would this be the only time for a defensive Crater Hoof? We're not dead. But I don't like what I'm about to do. If they just play Deranged Hermit, they're dead. Hadron Archive. Okay, so here comes Deranged Hermit. They make a bunch of 1/1s. Well, 2/2s. Then they pass. We untap. Draw Forest, Gilded Goose on top. Play a Forest. X is 8. Chord of Calling. Craterhoof Behemoth. Big team. Play a Forest. Go to combat. Swing out. Math is for blockers. And they're dead. Nice. We won the match. All right. So let me restart the client, and then we'll be into game or round 2. What color are my eyes? They are blue. They're kind of a dark blue, but I don't know if this is creepy or if you can see them any better. This is as comfortable, as close as I'm getting that's comfortable. So, if anybody but the artist asked, I might have been weirded out, but I figured I might as well help the artist. All right, Legacy Cube time. On to round 2. Perfect. Keep. Alright. Opponent leads on Forest, Uraga Tree Speaker, because apparently the only people playing right now are playing mono green. Play Llanowar Elves, pass the turn. Opponent untaps. They play a Forest. They level up Tree Speaker. And they're going aggro. Alright. Take one. We untap, draw Forest. Play a Forest. Play Elves of Deep Shadow. I could Green Sun Zenith for like a Birds, but next turn I could Green Sun for Oracle of Moldiah, and that just strikes me as way better. Opponent untaps. They play a Forest. They got 5 mana. There's a Gargaroth. It's a deranged Hermit. Scary. If they have Gaia's Cradle, they can just Gaia's Cradle into Hoof. When will this stream be uploaded into YouTube? It'll be uploaded on Friday at 1 p.m. Mountain Time. So, play a Forest. Green Sun for 4. We'll get Oracle of Moldiah. Play a Forest. Pass the turn. Your plans scare me, Clayton. Alright, opponent is paying the echo cost, so their plan is to get aggro with squirrels. Opponent plays a Breeding Pool, tapped. Goes to combat and attacks for 8. This is for the good of the cause, don't worry. I'm worried even more. We get hit for 8 and go to 10. Untap. We draw Whisperwood Elemental. Play a Taiga. Thragtusk on top. Play a Forest. Play Whisperwood Elemental. We're going to manifest this Thragtusk. Yeah, that's the correct thing to do, I believe. Manifest the Thragtusk. Bloodbraid Elf on top. Opponent untaps. I don't really want to draw this Bloodbraid Elf, so I'll probably just Chord for something here. That's pretty good. That might actually be death. Just casual Courser of Kruphix into draw Gaia's Cradle. Opponent plays Nissa. So I get to search their library for a basic Forest. They get one. Forest still on top of their deck. Opponent levels up Tree Speaker. Levels up again. Goes to combat. Attacks with more squirrels. How much do I have next turn if I play this mountain? That'll be 7 lands. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay. So use Whisperwood, block a squirrel. I think I can just Chord for Hoof. If there's an untapped land under Bloodbraid. So we untap. We draw Bloodbraid. Play Arid Mesa. Crack Arid Mesa. Oh, I have to go Temple Garden, go to 1. Because I'm holding the last mountain. So if I Chord of Calling, I have 8, and then I'd have to tap Elf, Elf, Manifest. And that would give me... That would give me enough to play Hoof. Hoof would give everything +6/+6. So that would be... Oracle would be an 8/8, Whisper would be a 10/10, and Hoof would be an 11/11. So we would be attacking for 28, and my opponent has 1, 2, 3, 9 toughness. So that doesn't actually work. I can't unmanifest this Thragtusk. I mean, it's possible they just don't do the math and don't see it. The alternative is we hope our opponent doesn't have Hoof and we cast Bloodbraid. Bloodbraid gives us a refund of 2 mana for a 4 mana investment. We get to play Tracker. Kill yourself with the elf? Yeah, that's not happening. I will if I don't convoke and tap. If I play Bloodbraid, I go from 8 to 4, but I gain Tireless Tracker and Bloodbraid, and Bloodbraid has haste. Bloodbraid also has 1 more power. So if I play Bloodbraid, I go down to 4, I get this. Tap Tireless Tracker, Oracle, Elf, then 4. But that's only 8. That doesn't work. I would have to tap the remaining 3 creatures I have, so I can't play that either. Alright, we're just going to do it. The Manifest. No. The Oracle. Get Hoof. Go to combat. Oh, this is 29. How did I do that math wrong? My opponent has 1, 2, 3, 7, 9 toughness. They're dead. I did the math wrong on my initial calculation. We were fine. I don't know why I got that wrong. Nice! At 1 life. So versus my opponent, let's bring in Devil's Play and Banefire. We're going to drop Allosaurus Shepherd and Thragtusk. Try like this. Alright. This is a risk I am willing to take. We will keep. +1 mountain? Oh yeah, I probably should have done +1 mountain. We'll be fine. Okay, we draw a forest, everything's okay. Play Llanowar Elf. Pass the turn. Opponent plays a forest. We draw another forest. Excellent. So we explore, play a forest, then Farseek, get a Taiga. Pass the turn. Opponent plays their 3rd consecutive land. Then plays a Thrashing Bronodon. We untap. Draw Elves of Deep Shadow. I think we try playing Bloodbraid here. I will not cast Banefire. Craterhoof now on the bottom of our deck. Play a forest. Play Elves of Deep Shadow. Pass the turn. Opponent untaps. They play Questing Beast, and they hit us for 4. Okay, we take 4. Questing Beast is a little bit of a problem. We untap and draw Green Sun Zenith. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 mana. I can almost Green Sun for Crater Hoof. I can next turn if I play the Morph and the Tracker. Pass the turn. So we just gotta hope that they don't have a Duress, Kitesail Freebooter, or any other discard, really. When it goes to combat, attacks for 4, no blocks. We go to 12. Put a plays Magus of the Order. I didn't realize that was a card. Was that printed in like a commander set or something? Play Temple Garden untapped. Investigate. Morph Rattleclaw Mystic. Add 3 mana. Six, 7, 8. Green Sun? Crater Hoof? Pretty sure this is lethal. Go to combat. Attack for 36? It looks lethal enough. Yeah. All right. Second attempt at a trophy. Let's hope we can get it. You miss Green Sun Zenith and Modern? That's fair. I understand the play lines are cool. The only problem that I have with it is it's pretty repetitive. It's the same problem that I had with Pod. Even though Pod was really fun to play, especially if you were playing like the Kiki Pod or the... Yeah, it's banned. It's banned because Dryad Arbor is... Well, it's not just Dryad Arbor. It's the fact that Green Sun Zenith was good at literally every turn of the game. No matter when you cast it, it was good. The All Ramp Hand. Let's go. And even if they'd banned Arbor, like, it was still good every turn but turn 1. Alright. Opponent plays a Flooded Strand. We draw Thragtusk. Play Devoted Druid. Opponent cracks Flooded Strand. Gets a Plains. Mana Tithe. You got me, opponent. Alright, pass the turn. Opponent plays a Swamp. Plays Redain, God of the Worthy. We draw Bone Crusher Giant. So, play a Forest. Morph Rattleclaw Mystic. Pass the turn. I don't think the green Mega... Yeah, Redain's not actually strong enough for Snow Hate. We're getting Gauntied. That's a problem if they take Hoof. They hit us for 2. We untap and draw a Forest. So I can either play Tireless Tracker and get and then play a land and get a clue. If I morph face up, that's +1 mana. So I can go up to 4, unmorph to 5, tap for a 6th. I can almost Bone Crusher and Thragtusk in the same turn. I'm going to go Tracker this turn. Play a forest. Get a clue. Pass the turn. Opponent untaps. They go to combat, attack us for 4. No blocks. Take 4, go to 14. 5 mana, opponent plays our Whisperwood Elemental. We untap and draw Craterhoof, which is admittedly not what I wanted. So play a forest. Let's Green Sun. Oh, it costs more mana. Alright, flip Rattleclaw. X4. Get Oracle. Primal Command on top is not what I wanted to see. Pass the turn. We might have to chump with this tracker. We need to get lands out, though. So my opponent can just, like, pick up and replay Gonti. Or Redain if they wanted. Hopefully we can use this Thragtusk to buy time. Collective Brutality, they're going to kill Tracker and Duress us. Well, they can't take anything with the Duress. Oh. I was like, 4 cards? I hate that Moto does that. We'll take 8. Going to 6. We need to have a land in the top 2 cards at least. Opponent has Swords to Plowshares, and they hit Rattleclaw Mystic. That is partially a problem. Alright, play a Forest. Play an Arid Mesa. Crack. Crack Arid Mesa. Get a Mountain. Or Taiga. Play Thragtusk. Gain 5. And then we are going to stomp a Manifest. Wit Council's Judgment. Okay. Pass the turn. I mean, we're only a land away from playing Craterhoof. It's just not going to be lethal. Not yet, anyway. We might Primal Command to gain life to try and stay alive, which I think is pretty reasonable. We're going to be trying to trade this Thragtusk for that Whisperwood Elemental. Presumably they're going to try and attack with it. But it plays a Plains. They've only got 1 card left in hand. They go to combat. And they're attacking. Alright. Try and trade. We make a beast, we get hit for 4 and go to 6. Opponent plays big Elspeth. Makes a bunch of soldiers. We untap, we draw Explore. Play a forest. So that's Craterhoof with 3 creatures. So this would be an 8/8, a 5/5, and a 6/6. It's not quite enough. I'm scared, but thanks for sharing. We'll play Temple Garden tapped. I could explore, but I think I'm going to Primal Command. We'll gain 7 and search our library for a creature. Honestly, we just need a dork here. It's possible my opponent does have a counterspell. I mean, they had Mana Tithe, but they are playing blue. I'm gonna go with Allosaurus Shepherd. Play the Shepherd. Pass the turn. Opponent untaps, they draw. If we can get 2 more lands into play, we can play Bone Crusher and then play Behemoth, and we're probably good on the damage front then. Opponent flips Bramaz, goes to combat. Swinging for a lot. So block here and block here. Take 8 and go to 5. Shepherd's a good 1-drop, and it doesn't even tap for mana. Like, it's kind of a big deal. Alright. We untap. We draw Farseek. Now I can explore, because if I just play Hoof, everything gets +4/+4. So Hoof becomes a 9/9. This becomes a 5/5. This is a 7/7 and a 6/6. So it's 13, 22, 27. My opponent has 1, 2, 3, 4, 8, 11 toughness. It's not 27 is not enough. I could try and explore and hit a bunch of lands. But if that doesn't work, we're just dead. Alright, we're going to try the explore. Oh, if only we'd gotten that sooner. Yep, okay. There had to be a land exactly on top of my deck. Yeah, that wouldn't have worked. Okay. So, opponent is playing like black, white, splash, blue, good spells. I don't really think I need the burn spells, though. Allosaurus Shepherd might actually do something. I think I'm just gonna run it back. Yeah, I think we're set up as good as we could be set up. Every winning deck plays good spells. That's not true. Alright, we'll play first. A little bit risky. We do need this Elves of Deep Shadow to survive turn 1, but if it does, we should be fine. We can Farseek for Taiga. Hopefully we draw a land along the way, and then we Bloodbraid. So, Forest, Elves of Deep Shadow. Pass the turn. Opponent plays a Plains, representing that Mana Tithe. Play a Forest. Farseek. Get Taiga. Go to combat. Hit our opponent for 1. They go to 19. They untap. Play a Swamp. We untap. Draw Temple Garden. Play around Mana Tithe. Bloodbraid. Cast green. We're not going to cast Green Sun. Go to combat. Hit our opponent for 4. Opponent untaps. They play Tide Hollow Sculler, so they can take Nissa or they can take Whisperwood. Honestly, I think they take Nissa. They take Whisperwood. They play a Flooded Strand. Let's draw land so we can continue to play around Mana Tithe. Perfect. Play Nissa. Untap a land. Go to combat. Attack for 3 with Vigilance. I can even Chord for a 1-drop if I want. Pass the turn. But it untaps, plays Karakas. Vanishing Verse to get rid of Nissa. Okay. Opponent passes. We untap. We draw Forest. Play a Forest. Go to combat. Attack our opponent for 3. Take them to 9. Pass the turn. Opponent untaps. They play Ancient Tomb. Crack Flooded Strand. Get a Plains. They go down to 6 to play Elspeth, Sun's Champion. I can Chord for a 5-drop. They make soldiers. Then they pass. I think we Chord for Oracle. They don't have any islands, so no reason to play around Days. What do we get here? How much is Allosaurus Shepherd to activate? That only hits elves. Yeah, we get Oracle here. Okay, we untap. We draw a forest. Forest on top of the deck. Play a land. Primal Command. Play a land. Pass the turn. Opponent untaps. They make soldiers. They play a swamp. They play Mentor. That's scary. Then they pass. We draw Primal Command, play a forest. Fauna Shaman. So we'll try and plow under Elspeth and tutor up. Probably Craterhoof. We're not doing anything with it this turn, but we get to play another forest. Alright. Pass the turn. Opponent untaps, draws Elspeth. And scoops. Okay, moving on to game 3, question mark. I don't think we saw anything that still necessitates that we bring in, like, Firecraft and all that stuff. I think we just run it back still. Yeah, let's get lucky, no kidding. We are on the draw. Lots of lands and elves and an explorer along with Oracle. So I'm good with this. This should be a fast Oracle. Opponent starts Plains. We draw a mountain. Play Forest Elves. Pass the turn. Opponent plays a swamp. Passes. We draw a forest. Play a forest. Go to combat. Actually, I should have explored first. I'm not going to attack. So I missed a damage. Potentially. Cast Explore. We draw Whisperwood Elemental, play a forest, pass the turn. If my opponent wasn't readily representing Manatithe all the time, I would probably play Whisperwood Elemental next turn. But if they leave one white mana open again, I'm going to play Oracle of Moldiah. Because if we land Oracle of Moldiah, we don't have to worry about Whisperwood. Or we don't have to worry about Manatithe, basically. Opponent plays Engineered Explosives on 1. And cracks it. Okay, that's not intimidating. We draw a forest. Play a forest. Play Oracle. Green Sun on top. Play a forest. Pass the turn. Opponent untaps. Plays a Plains. They play Coercive Portal. We draw Green Sun. Birds on top. Play Mountain. Play Whisperwood. Get in for 2. Hit them to 18. They vote for Carnage. So we have to vote Homage. They draw a card. Homage. I never say the word right. They play a land. They play Bramaz. Okay, move to my opponent's end step. Flip up birds. We untap. We draw Farseek. There's a Taiga on top of our deck. Play Taiga. Now there's a Cultivate. No kidding, right? So if I was going to cord for something here, what would I cord for? Thragtusk? Not a bad idea, really. I guess there's no reason to do this. Opponent knows what we have if I'm convoking, though. So go to combat. Attack for 4. Opponent blocks. I forgot this makes a token. So I just gave up my Whisperwood Elemental. We'll kill Bramaz. That was kind of my bad. Forgot that was a thing. Okay. Well, let's Farseek and see if we can't put a land on top. It also prevents us from having to draw this Temple Garden at any point. Alright, pass the turn. We're going to Chord of Calling because I don't want to draw Llanowar Elves. And then hopefully we can just vote Homage. They draw a card. Hopefully we can just Chord, get a random value creature, and then Green Sun for Craterhoof next turn. Languish. -4, -4. I can't get Thragtusk. But I can get Devoted Druid. So Chord of Calling. I've ever built my own cube. Back in college, we had a peasant cube, but that was about it. So, get Devoted Druid. We untap. We draw Llanowar Elves anyway. Scrybug. Play Llanowar Elves. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I have to wait. I have to wait because my opponent can have Mana Tithe. Opponent untaps. We vote Homage. They draw. They play a land, and they play Magister of Worth. So let's see what our opponent votes for. They probably vote for condemnation. Does it destroy everything except Magister of Worth? Yep. Okay. That sucks. We untap. Draw Fauna Shaman. Play Fauna Shaman. Yeah, other than Whisperwood Elemental, and I guess Bloodbraid, we don't really have any other value creatures. Pass the turn. Vote Homage. Homage. They play a land. They go to combat. They hit us for 4. No blocks. We go to 16. Tide Hollow Sculler. They're taking my Green Sun. No, you can't just take my Green Sun from me. It's how I was going to win. Duplicate. Okay, yeah. We're out. That's game. There's no sequence of top decks that lets us win in a reasonable amount of time. I mean, I guess if there was a creature that could do it, it's Thragtusk, so I was about to concede. Thragtusk our way to 21 life. I still don't know how we get out of this. It probably involves drawing... we have to draw Bone Crusher Giant. Stomp Tide Hollow. Play Bone Crusher, and then like play another creature and Green Sun for Craterhoof. Like, I think that's the sequence that might win the game. But not when your opponent is hard casting a Maria's Call. Yeah, we didn't get it. But we tried. That's 2 2-1s with Legacy Cube today, and I think that's all of the time that I have to play Cube. I don't have the energy to play any Modern tonight, unfortunately, but thank you all so much for showing up. Thank you. Big thank you to Joest, Spirit Sea, John, Eli 6, Tarek 101, Noxon, and Clayton, all for subscribing. Spirit Sea for following, but the rest of them for subscribing. Thank you all so much, and I hope you all have a wonderful night, and I hope I get to see you guys in the next stream. Bye.